What if you sold your house and just rented in retirement? Interesting, is it not? Yes, it is. This is something that just hit me yesterday. I said, "Ooh, this would be fun to do." And as I was messing around with it, I said, "Ooh, this would be a good video to do." Because it piques my curiosity. Peaks, Peaks Island, Maine, where your old buddy Josh was raised. Peaks. It's not Piqued. Pete. Nah, dude, that's how the French pronounce it. We're America, baby. MAGA, day 200 MAGA. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Partying those January 6 guys, freaking love it. All right, so we got Diane Sample here. She's single. I can show you what's going on here. So she just sold her $1 million house that she had no debt on. All right, so she said, I'm going to sell my house and I'm going to put it all into a, right here, a 60-40 portfolio. All right, so I basically, because it's a house, there's not an IRA or anything, it's just post-tax. So I got a million schmackaroonies. I'm going to put it all into a 60-40 portfolio. All right, and we're going to show you that she is going to, this portfolio will give us 5.3% a year, average rate of return with a 10.2% standard deviation. All right, and again, it's all post-tax. All right, so the only tax she has to pay or the taxable income she'll have is from her interest and dividends and capital gains. And hopefully there's not much. All right, and then we're going to say her expenses. What's up, Growly? Let's be $4,000 a month in rent. All right, and we're going to increase this rent by 2% a year. Now, I think you could probably do better than that if you're a renter, because I imagine homeowners would say they'd like to, the actual homeowner, do I smell good? I know. Someone told me I got to put chopped parsley in Pablo's food. Remind me to do that today, would you? Because we got to feed him in about an hour. Remind me to do that, put chopped parsley. I wonder if he sees himself in there. Thumbs up for Pablo, huh? Give me a thumbs up for Pablo. All right, so we're gonna, and that's it. So basically, we're saying what we're gonna do is we're gonna sell our house. We're gonna generate $1 million proceeds, and we're gonna rent for $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year. Essentially, a 5% distribution amount. All right, we got a 60-40 portfolio. It's gonna give us 5.5%, 5.3% on an average basis with a 10% standard deviation. That's all we're doing. Don't say, what about healthcare? We're just saying, can this happen? And we're going to live until we're 90, so 30 years, all right? It has nothing to do with healthcare. People always say, yeah, but what about the other expenses? We're just saying, if we sold this house to use it to pay for the rent for the rest of our lives, can this happen? We're not talking about healthcare because we have Social Security and other stuff kicking in. We're just saying for this one thing. It's weird how many people get wrapped around the actual, well, what about this? No. This is all we're doing. We're just focused on this one thing. It's one piece of specific cost funded by a specific investment. All right, so check this out. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to look at, what's this, Zillow, and I just put for rent, $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And you can see I just by the beach. I mean, wherever, that's South Carolina. I will just pick on this guy right here. I have no clue what this is. $3,200 a month, 4-bed, 3-bath in Bolivia, North Carolina. All right, there you go. $3,200 a month. Let's take a look at this guy. All right, shall we? And we're just going to use this $4,000 a month. Oh, it's great. So I have no clue where Bolivia, North Carolina is. Looked like it's pretty close to the beach. I have no idea what this house is. Let's just look at all the photos we got. I just want to see, does it got any piece of land that you might be able to, or like a pool or something like that? I don't know. We're just going to, yeah, it looks like a nice house. Nothing wrong with that. I have no clue how close it is to water. Does it got a backyard? Oh, yeah, a nice little house out there. Oh, it's got a neighborhood pool, the whole thing. All right, so it looks good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see the map and see how close that is to the beach, shall we? Yes, we shall. If I can find a thing here for the map. Right there. All right. Because the idea is that we want to get closer to the beach or closer to the mountains, wherever you want to get closer to. I don't care. I'd like to get closer to the beach, but I'm not sure I want to be closer to the beach for the rest of my life. You know, I don't know. We'll see. So you got this river right there, Lockwood's Folly River. All right. The river runs through it, and it looks like the beach is how far away? No, not very far away right there. So this is in Bolivia, North Carolina, and the beach is right there. So Holden Beach, I don't know how far that is, but definitely within driving distance. All right, sweet. So no, we can buy that, rent that house for $3,200 a month, but I'm still going to use $4,000 a month just to show you. All right. So we're going to click on retirement. There's a bunch of places you can rent, and we're going to hit cash flows, and we're going to see how we shake out. Again, it's just Diane Sample, nothing fancy here. So she has no income coming in. She has $48,000 going out the door. She has $48,960 the next year with a 2% inflation. So she needs to pull it from her portfolio, which is basically a 4.8% distribution amount. And by the time she is 90 years old, with a 2% inflation, she's pulling $85,000 out. All right, makes sense. Yes, it does. We go to net worth. If she had a 4.8% annual, if she had well, you can see right here, if she got 5.3% specific rate of return on an annual basis every year with no volatility, she still dies with $539,000. But the problem is she doesn't have that 5.3% annual rate of return with no volatility. And as such, she will run out of money 53 or 47% of the time. Yeah. So she runs out of money 47% of the time. You can see right here, right there, at 90 years old, 47% of the time she ran out of money with a median liquid net worth of $22,000. And by the way, because she's renting, she has no equity in her home. All right. So basically, if this is all she's got, that's it. All right. So, that might be something attractive. You can say, yeah, because again, I'm giving her a $4,000 a month rent for the rest of the 30 years, inflated at 2% a year. I have a sneaky suspicion you can find a landlord to probably work with you on that. But still, that might be a little bit nerve-wracking. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, what if we made the portfolio a little bit less aggressive? We'll just put it a conservative. I think that means there'll be less volatility on the downside. And let's see what this does. It looks like it actually runs out of money. Yeah, so it goes to 41%. All right, so that's not going to work very well. So that's not good. So we're like, oh, man, that sucks. I thought we might have a plan of action there. Ooh, but we do, my friends. We do. Let's actually make we do have it right there. We do have a plan of action. Check this out. I just saw this at USA today. 4.85% guaranteed, fixed for 10 years. Fixed guaranteed, I don't know what the G stands for, growth. Yeah, fixed guaranteed growth for 10 years. See current rates. You put a million schmackaroonies in that, get 4.85% fixed for 10 years. We're just going to assume we're going to get it fixed for the rest of our retirement. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to come to Bright Capital. We're going to hit Profile. We'll hide this one right here. We'll pretend that doesn't exist. That's the one that's in the moderate aggressive portfolio, 60-40. And we're going to put it in this non-qualified annuity with a crediting rate of 4.85. 4.85, all right? So we're going to hit save. So remember, if we had a 5.3% fixed, 5.3% assumed rate of return with a 10% standard deviation, stop the morning to you. This water is a fantastic on sale BOGOs at the Publix right now. She runs out of money about half the time. Not until she's late 80s, so it's not really that big of a deal, but she doesn't have any equity because she is renting a home, all right? So that could be a challenge. Now we're going to say, we're not getting 5.3, we're getting 4.85, but it's fixed. There's no downside risk. It's a guaranteed rate of return. So we're reducing our return, but we're also reducing our volatility down to nothing. Let's see what that does now. We're going to hit retirement. And that's going to be, I got to make sure I didn't activate it. Hold on a second. We got to non-exclude this. We got to activate this guy. Kind of like I'm trying to activate my sourdough starter. Good times. It doesn't work for me. Doesn't work. Bob was like, Dad, I need some sourdough. I know, Bob. Me too. Oh my. This will be my thumbnail. Look at that. Look at that. She never runs out of money, and she leaves $60,000 behind. Pretty doggone interesting, is it not? Because there's no volatility. Because there's no volatility, there's no up and down. This is not just a median net worth, it's her net worth. You can see 892 is a median, 892 is a high, 892 is a low, because there's no downside risk. By the time she's 90 years old, she still has $60,000, and that's in today's dollars. And future dollars will make it. They change this on me. Oh, we got to do this. There you go. It'll be, I don't know, 160 or something like that. Let's see. It's 150. She has 148 in future dollars. It's the exact same thing. 60,000 today is 160, 150 in the future. Look at that. Why? Because watch what happens here. She's taking 48,000 out, but she still has to pay tax on that. Remember, because annuity income is taxed. FIFO. She made $48,000 of income on that annuity. She got to pay FIFO, ordinary income tax, so it's cost her $52,000. But because there's no volatility, her downside risk is gone, essentially. And as such, that 4.8% is guaranteeing her enough to make the 4.8% she's getting on her, that's costing her for her rent, $48,000 a year. Isn't that crazy? Now watch what happens. We go to invested accounts. she's making $48,500, which doesn't quite cut into her pay for her everything, her rent plus her taxes. But her portfolio, even after spending that $52,000, is only down by $4,000. Next year is down by $9,000. Next year is down by $15,000 because of the guaranteed rate of return. So after 10 years of doing this, her portfolio is still over $900,000, even though she spent 52, 53, 54, 55. 50, see what I'm saying? Because while she's dipping into her principal, she's not dipping into her principal very much because there's no downside risk. Now, can I guarantee in year 11 she'll get 4.8% on that annuity? No, I can't. But also, am I going to guarantee that she's going to be still renting at that stage? And we know for a fact, even if she's not still renting at that stage, she still has $900,000 guaranteed in this scenario to work with. Well, hot diggity diggity dog, man. That looks pretty attractive, does it not? Yeah, something to think about. Love your thoughts. Don't forget to paw that like button for Pablo. We'll see you. God bless.